Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Redline First Impressions. This week, Nissan has sent me a rather important family vehicle. This is the refreshed 2017 Nissan Pathfinder. And in this video, I'm going to talk about my top 5 dislikes and top 5 likes. So let's get started. So as usual, I'm going to start with the bad news first, and number 5 for my top 5 dislikes is going to go to some of the wood trim in here. Now, some of it looks rather convincing. I do like the low gloss. However, there's some wood trim on the door panel that just looks and feels fake. In fact, my tester even has a little piece of it kind of looks like it's peeling off. The little paint on the silver painted plastic that makes it look like wood is peeling off, so that's a little bit disappointing. It cheapens an otherwise nice looking cabin. Number 4 is going to go to the placement of some secondary controls. Now, if you look all the way down to the left side of the driver's dash on the lower portion, you'll find controls for your heated steering wheel, your towed mode in the transmission, your power liftgate controls, your stability control off. Now, some of those controls I access quite often. The steering wheel heated function is one of them, and it's really hard to find at a glance when you're driving. I find myself literally dangerously taking my eyes off the road to turn the heated steering wheel on or off. Number 3 is going to go to the infotainment system and how honestly old school it is. Now, this is a updated head unit compared to the old Pathfinder. However, it's still lacking a couple of features that a lot of competitors have. There's still no Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. There is still a lot of buttons here on the dashboard with an overall layout that literally dates back to like 2005, to be honest. So I really think Nissan is ready for a new look. They're ready for a larger screen. I would like to see, especially the Pathfinder, give us those more technologically advanced features like some of its competitors. Number 2 is going to go to the dashboard, which is filled with hard touch plastic materials. Now, some of the hard plastic, actually most of it, does have a low gloss and it looks like soft touch, but honestly, in the mid $40,000 range that my tester is, I was expecting a dashboard to be soft touch, especially when most of its competitors are giving you that feature. And of course, my number 1 least favorite feature about the new Pathfinder is the CVT transmission. Now, I'm personally just not a fan of CVTs. When it comes to this particular CVT, it's actually a decent CVT transmission. However, there are definitely times where you're going to notice it when you're trying to pass that slow-moving vehicle. The transmission, while it is quick to respond, makes all the usual CVT droning noises from the engine. And if you guys aren't a fan, you're going to prefer the stepped automatics in most of the Pathfinder's competitors. Now, moving on to the good news, let's talk about the 5 things that I really like about the refreshed Nissan Pathfinder. And number 5 is going to go to the comfortable front seats. Now, my tester, being the Platinum, has these standard leather bucket seats. They are perfectly shaped for me. I really like the elevated seating position, and I found them to be quite comfortable even on longer trips. And most of you who purchase this type of vehicle are going to find this one incredibly pleasant vehicle to drive on longer drives. Number 4 is going to go to the towing capacity, which Nissan actually upped for the 2017 model year. This new one will now tow up to 6,000 pounds, 1,000 pounds more than last year's model, and roughly 1,000 to 1,500 pounds more than most of the Pathfinder's competitors. So if you guys have a big boat to tow or a horse trailer or whatnot, this is the vehicle you're going to want to go with. Number 3 is going to go to the Around View 360-degree camera system that my tester has. Now, this is, of course, an option, standard on the Platinum trim. It's definitely a very nifty feature considering the fact that the Pathfinder is bigger than most of the competitors. It definitely made driving this thing and parking it in tight spaces a lot easier. Number 2 is going to go to the spacious feeling cabin, especially when you're sitting in the front and second rows. The vehicle is very wide. You have a big commanding view of the road. The second row also has plenty of legroom. The seats slide forward and back. They recline. And honestly, for a family of 4 with the occasional need of a third row, this is going to be the perfect vehicle for you. And finally, last but not least, my most favorite feature of the all-new Pathfinder is actually the exterior styling. Now, I was never a fan of this current generation Pathfinder when it debuted in 2013. However, Nissan made a lot of improvements to the design, especially the new front end, the LED daytime running lights, LED low beam projectors on my tester. It just makes for a much more masculine and handsome looking crossover. Even though this vehicle is no longer on a truck frame, it certainly has one of the best looking exteriors in this segment. So that does it for my top 5 likes and dislikes on the 2017 Nissan Pathfinder. Now keep in mind, I will be doing a full Redline review on this all-new Pathfinder, but until then, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Redline_reviews, like us on Facebook, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the Redline Reviews YouTube channel for all the latest reviews. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you all in the next video.